It's a story that's making huge waves across the country, this time from Kerala, where the state police have arrested 4 culprits among the 7 accused who are involved in the molestation of a noted young Malayalam actress. The victim's former driver Martin and 2 other accused, Pradeep and Salim, have already been taken into police custody. According to reports, they were planning the attack for months together. Amidst mounting pressure from the film fraternity for stern action, the Kerala police have intensified efforts. The hunt for mastermind Pulsar Sunil, alias Sunil Kumar, is on. He had earlier worked as a driver for some noted Malayalam film actors, including actor turned politician Mukesh.
ബാക്കി 3 ആൾക്കാരെ നമ്മൾ ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അവരെ വേണ്ടി പിടിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി പോലീസ് പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അത് ഈ കേസിൽ ഉൾപ്പെട്ടായുള്ള വാഹനം ടെമ്പോ ടവേഴ്സ് പോലീസിന്റെ കസ്റ്റഡിയിലായിട്ടുണ്ട്. അന്വേഷണം പുരോഗമിച്ചു വരുന്നു. അല്ല, മൊത്തം 7 4 ആൾക്കാരെ.
We have been able to detect the case and we have arrested 3 accused. All the parts of this investigation process, like A parade, whatever is needed, we will be doing it professionally as usual. So we have detected the case. The investigation is going on. FIR is registered under the charges of this IT Act and 376.
On the night of the 17th of February, the Malayalam actor in question was travelling in an Audi vehicle from Thrissur to Ernakulam in Kerala. Her driver Martin Anthony, who is now in custody, was behind the wheel. When they reached near the Athani town, a tempo hit the moving car. The police say that the accident was staged by the perpetrators who finally attacked the actor. Driver Martin stopped the car and an altercation followed. 3 men then broke into the Audi and started molesting the actress who was returning from a shoot. For more than an hour, Martin drove around while the other men assaulted the actor in the back seat of her own vehicle. They also clicked her pictures while they were molesting her. The attackers stopped the car at Padamugal town and dumped the actor at another actor, Lal's home, where she gave her statement a little later to the police. We have with us renowned actor Manju Warrier on the phone with us. Ms. Warrier, thank you for speaking to India today. We know that you have spoken out on this issue already and protested along with other members of the film fraternity. Can you tell us what your current stand is, ma'am? You've said that there is a criminal conspiracy angle involved here.
Yes, thank you, Shiv. The incident is really shocking and is a matter of concern. And I want to make it very clear that it's not only because the victim is a friend of mine or a celebrity, but it's because she is a woman.
Yes.
And it was her right to work and her right to dignity that was questioned and violated here.
And ma'am, you're saying that there was a criminal conspiracy in the sense that this was a planned attack?
See, myself and a lot of my colleagues, we have travelled with lots and lots of production drivers in the middle of the night several times, and they have treated us with respect and care and made sure that we reached our homes or hotels very safely. But this was a different episode altogether. Like as you said, Shiv, the van chasing the car from behind.
Yes.
And it is coming and hitting the car, and then they come out and fight, and then they force into the car. And then a planned torture with an intention to blackmail. This was what happened, and all this shows that it is done after proper planning and executed by people with criminal records. This is very frightening,
yes.
And I have to say that this has to be investigated in detail, and the persons involved should be punished, and only then that the confidence of all of us will be reinstated. By we, I mean the women folk of the state.
Are you suggesting, or do you feel, ma'am, that there are restrictions on the film industry, on the people that they can hire, and this Pulsar Sunil, this person who is apparently at large currently, had a huge history of crimes already on his record, and yet he was working, he was apparently working with the film industry, had to be hired, etc. Are there concerns there as well?
See, I'm equally clueless and equally worried about this issue as any one of you, because I don't know to what extent these records can be
checked, or before they hire a person, it's all the production house or the concerned people. They are the ones that will go through these kind of formalities. So I don't think I'm the right person to answer what can be done about that. I feel for me in this issue as a woman, what I have to say that what needs to be done is to fundamentally change the attitude towards men, attitude towards women, and inculcate a culture of respecting women within the walls of the house and also outside in the public and workplaces.
Manju Warrier, one final question. There has been a spate of, similar crimes in Kerala recently. The spotlight has come on to this story because the person in question, is an actor, which has, heightened fear among people that if a person like the person in question, the actor, returning from work in her own car with her own driver could be violated in this manner, then think of the safety of others.
Yes, of course. That's all. That's what I was saying. And the fundamental thing that needs to be done here is it doesn't matter if he has a criminal record or he does or does not have a criminal record. It's the fundamental attitude a man has to have towards a woman that has to be corrected. And there is no point in blaming the government and authorities only. There has to be a serious awareness on the change of attitude of men towards women by the government, the civil society, and as well as the parents.
Manju Warrier, thank you very much for speaking to India Today on this very, very disturbing story. I'm joined now. I want to take this discussion forward because there are huge implications to this crime and 3 other crimes across the country that we've been reporting on today. But for the moment, we're keeping the spotlight on what has happened in Kerala. Dr. Ranjana Kumari, well-known activist and director of the Centre for Social Research, is with us. Amarjit Kaur, National Secretary of the CPI, and Shaina NC, spokesperson for the BJP. Also on the phone line with us, we have with us Karuna Nandi, who's a lawyer with the Supreme Court. Karuna, if I could quickly come to you first, because you're on the phone line with us. There's attitude, then there is the law. Your reactions to this particular case. There has been a spate of similar crimes in Kerala. The spotlight's now gone onto this particular case. An actor in her own car, should have been pretty safe coming back from work in a city when this happened, Karuna.
It's quite frightening for the average citizen when there's this state of lawlessness in a particular area. Now, of course, this is not just true of Kerala. This is true of other parts of the country as well. For example, horse cars last night in Delhi. But since we are talking about Kerala, I think there are a couple of things here. One is that, we heard the Manju Warrier, I think, speak before
Warrior,
me.
yes.
And Warrior. And she was saying that, look, that this is not just the responsibility of the government, and I completely disagree with this. Because, yes, in terms of law and order, not only is this a state subject, and this very squarely is the responsibility of government, one is not just saying that just because somebody, they haven't got a sort of strong suspect as yet,
right,
that, that means that's a complete failure. It's better to get the right person rather than what very frequently happens is line up 6 of the wrong people and the sort of actual rapist is roaming free, right? So that's one thing I would say. But the second thing is that also in terms of public education, changing attitudes to make sure that there is a prevention that the rape and the attacks and the assaults and the molestations and these ridiculous attitudes that we see, including in some of the media houses where the survivor has been named.
Correct, yes.
Contrary to Section 228 of the IPC, which carries a jail term. For better or for worse, it does. You see?
Yes.
And it's not just that the survivor can complain, anyone can complain. And so they're leaving themselves vulnerable in that regard. But we see these attitudes, and that is very much squarely the responsibility of government.
Karuna Nandi, thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for speaking to India Today. Now I want to go to our guests who we've got live. Amarjit Kaur, National Secretary of the CPI, Shaina NC of the BJP, and Dr. Ranjana Kumari. Dr. Ranjana, I want to come to you quickly first. It's a repeat of something we see, periodically, every now and then. The media spotlight is on crimes. We've reported 4 cases of molestation and rape today, but this particular case from Kerala is particularly disturbing, ma'am. Not a far-flung area, by no means a person, who doesn't have, protection, an actor simply doing her work in her car. It's unbelievable that if something like this could happen to her, it could happen to anybody at all, ma'am.
Well, Shiv, it is really a very, very scary situation at the moment, and what is horrifying is that, you know, this is a working woman who is going home,
Yes.
and driver whom you trust, because driver is driving you, just sitting there, you know, can take you anywhere, can meet with an accident, can do anything. So I think that's trusting a driver is first thing that working women who are not driving themselves, they do. And secondly, that a state like Kerala, you know, we know that society is falling from its character. We know that men and boys are taking it as their entitlement to harass women more and more these days, and also that we know that there is a problem for women all across the country. But you know, coming from Kerala, it is more and more worrying, because it's state which has been governed by the left party, where at least the understanding about gender equality should be much at the higher level. Educated people are there in the state.
Correct.
That means that they should at least be understanding that, you know, you have to respect the dignity of women. Coming from Kerala and coming and about a working women, about a film fraternity woman, I mean, like, who is saved in this country? Who can be protected? Where is the police? Where is the government? Where are the people? I mean, society, of course, is failing in protecting women. Society really has failed Indian women. Indian society has failed Indian women, and I'm saying it all the time. But what about the state and the government?
Yes.
What about the police? What about the messaging in the, you know, look at the 2 hours of moving around and getting her and taking her photographs to blackmail her later.
Yes.
I mean, this is something which is really, today every Indian citizen should get worried. But what about our politician? Is there a political will to deal with this situation? Okay, in this case you have arrested the people, but what about so many cases
many
are
other
coming
cases,
from Kerala,
correct.
from Delhi, from Bengaluru. I mean, which city of this country women can walk free and can work free?
Absolutely. Amarjit Kaur, you know, one of the scary things about this story from Kerala, you know, where the left is the ruling government, is the fearlessness, the complete impunity with which this crime has been carried out. You know, these people just run into this woman's car. They, you know, are driving around with her for 2 hours, molesting her, attacking her, allegedly raping her as well, taking her pictures, as Dr. Ranjana just pointed out. Complete fearlessness. What's going on, ma'am?
You see, the atrocities on women in whichever state they take place, rapes or molestation or ragging or anything, whatever happens, it's condemnable. That's one thing.
Yes.
Secondly, it's not one day's job. We already know, all of us know, that this patriarchal value system, it's not that only we will say that illiterate people follow those values, educated, highly educated follow, and
that's true.
Several
Yes.
of the cases which you people have been reporting, there are all kinds of people, educated, non-educated. So it's a question of attitudes. Number 3, role of governments is important, of course. Role of police is most important, of course, because they have to see to it. Because what we are finding is, at the stage of filing FIR, lacunas are left. At the stage of investigations, lacunas are left. Then at the stage of giving judgments, then the punishment level is very low. So prevention is a problem, filing of cases is a problem, and then proper investigation is a problem. So these things, whichever state it is, I would like to say, it is a left-ruled or other state rules, what needs to be done is all of us have to see to it collectively.
Yes.
And naturally people expect more from the states where left and democratic front is ruling. They expect more, but these factors need to be taken into consideration how it is to be done. Now in this case, as you were discussing with Manju Warrier also, and
Yes.
then one of your advocate person you had called, and your expert from media, they were talking in terms of should there be conspiracy angle checked into. I think conspiracy angle should also be checked into by the police in this case. That too, when one of the key person who is being looked into, is not yet
Correct.
arrested,
Absolutely.
have a history of doing such things. That means conspiracy angle needs to be looked into in this case also. So it has to be worked at government level, police level, judiciary level, as well as at the societal level.
Okay.
And expectation is more.
No, I completely agree with you, Ms. Kaur, because, you know, we are not, there is no blame game going on here. As far as safety of women is concerned, it has to be above politics, above states and above government. Dr. Ranjana,
Yes.
you know, since the Nirbhaya rape case, you know, we've been talking about new laws, reforms in the, you know, the legal procedures, etc., you know, which may act as a deterrent and ensure speedy justice. As far as the deterrent is concerned, Dr. Ranjana, the impunity with which this particular crime was conducted and a spate of other crimes yesterday in Delhi's Hoskas village also was conducted, doesn't appear to suggest that the deterrent has really sunk in, madam.
Well, it has not, because as you just heard that, the conviction is not there. The moment such people know that they can get away with that,
Yes.
they have no fear whatsoever. And we are saying it for so long that, but one single solution is there, and that is you have to treat safety and security as the most important issue in the country at the moment, not as a political manifesto issue, not to get vote issue, but to really come forward politically with strong political will to resolve this issue. We do not hear any man ki baat on that. We do not hear any, when the budget is presented, there is not single mention of safety and security for women. There is, so I think there is total a kind of apathy. This is the last priority for the police. Police also thinks, oh, groping, molestation, ye to hota hai, chalta hai. These are not the way to look at this issue. That is where it starts. And then it becomes into a criminal conspiracy. That is this chalta hai attitude, and this is not very important. Once in a while we hear it. This is what is happening at the moment. There is no one with iron hand to say, stop it. We will not tolerate it. If this happens one more time, we shall punish everybody top to bottom. Anybody who is representing that area, anybody who is going
Amarjit
to
Kaur, I'm going to give you the last word on this discussion. What is going to be that stopping point? What is going to be that dam before conversations become, where governments, politicians say enough is enough? This is going to be the last crime for a long time, because there is going to be a change after this. What is that, Amarjit Kaur?
Yes.
Yes, you see, what I think is it has to begin with the political class. What happened after Bangalore New Year if some political persons came out and said ki chalta hai naye saal pe, what happens when a politician or an MP or a minister speaks, some rapes are good and some rapes are
Correct.
bad.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said that. Yes.
Ke nahi tum usko bhai bana lete the. All those things, I think the things have to begin from the political class, who should start setting the record straight and say, Indian system will not tolerate it.
Okay. So
this
it's not
has to begin from there.
So it's not just about attitude, it's about the political class, and that's where it needs to begin. I appreciate that, Amarjit Kaur. Belonging to a political party, you said the onus needs to be on the political class. It needs to begin with them, because that's where reforms and the law can actually change and where the real deterrent will lie. Attitude is one part, the law is another, but also the example being set by the political class. That's actionable. That's something that can happen in the immediate future. Dr. Ranjana Kumari and Amarjit Kaur, thank you so much for speaking to us here on India Today.